are rolling. Alpha is starting to fall into the clutches of both Defiant and Colt. Blink closing in on Dart here through the first sector. Hawk has taken the lead back and is pulling away from Clear. And Magnum has fallen all the way back to dead last. They need to get by Black Rose for the overall silver. Passing opportunity for Zoro. They fake inside, go outside, and have the lead. Looks to the outside. Now to the inside. It's not gonna happen. The new duo, Bedlam and Magnum, are your Season 2 champions. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you here to the 10th race of Season 3 of the MSFC. Just 3 races to go here in Season 3, here at the track of the Western Warriors, the military Motorway. As we look at the overall standings, the Icy Hots clinging on to the lead, but tied with them is Team Fire. The Icy Hots currently hold the tiebreak, but it is extremely close. Then a decent gap back to third place Motown Madness, who dropped out of the provisional title battle after a suboptimal run at the Cutlass Corner. And then the Moon Melodies in fourth, 18 points back of the leaders. But don't count out those two, as well as the Pantheon and Klaus. They are also still in it. But it's now or never for some of these teams to make a push for the title. Leading us off, it is Tyrus for the Western Warriors. And the Western Warriors, after a great start to the season, they were briefly up there near the top of the leaderboards, but they have been struggling lately. Tyrus with a 14.37 through sector number 1. Longest track of the season here. We will see times that begin with 1 minute this time, which is not something we have seen thus far in the MSFC. Tyrus, the hometown hero, Western Warriors, second place in Rookie of the Season voting in MSFL Season 5. Through the more technical part of the track with the hairpin there. Not looking too shabby. He is across at a 48.46. Oh, he's heading straight for the divider. He goes outside. And he will come across with a 101.92. That will be the time to beat. Next up, it is Tartarus for the Thanatons. The Thanatons have been on a very similar arc to the Western Warriors. Started out strong, but have been struggling lately, especially Tartarus, with back-to-back last-place finishes individually after a silver medal in the previous race. And oh boy, 2.1 seconds back of the leader Tyrus through just the first sector. After a pretty strong start to the season for Tartarus, he has been dreadful lately. We'll see if he can get it figured out here in the last couple races. Remember, this is a former individual overall medalist. Looking a lot slower through the hairpin than Tyrus did. It looks like Tartarus is going to be bleeding a bit more time here. Not necessarily. He actually is a 10th better than Tyrus through Sector 2, but this does not look like it's going to be a great time. He also will take the outside at the split, but it will not beat Tyrus's time. He will come across with a 104.5. Not good for Tartarus. Next up, it is Bedlam of Klaus. Bedlam, it is now or it's never if you want to keep your team in the championship fight. Bedlam has not been bad this season, but I think most would agree it's just not quite Bedlam and MSFC-esque thus far, although he is purple through the first sector. Bedlam, his best finish of the year was third, where he got his first podium of the season. And Bedlam looking very quick down the long straight through the more technical part of the track. How will he do? Looking a bit slow through the hairpin, but still quite good overall. And in fact, he has gained significant time. 2.5 seconds in front of Tyrus. He's going to take the inside through sector number 3. And he will move to the top time easily. Wow! 57.66. What a time from Bedlam. Next up, it is Augment of Starry Sky. Starry Sky is just the same old story for this team. One marble doing all the work, and of course it's Blink, and the rest, the second racer, is just sort of there. Currently 10th in the standings, not the worst, but not living up to the 5th place that they got last season. 7/10ths back, Augment is through sector number 1. Through the speed boost. Augment. Not carrying a lot of speed down the long straight. Oh man, this is looking very slow. With a long track like this, any errors become all the more crucial. And oh my goodness, Augment bleeding a lot of time. 4.7 seconds back of Bedlam after 2 sectors. Augment spinning a lot will take the inside just like we saw Bedlam do. It will not lead to a more impressive time though. Actually not completely off of the rest of the field, but it will be last place right now with a 104.95. Next up, it is Cult of the Shadow Hunters. It has been a better season for Colt, and we actually did kind of see a more vintage Colt performance in his previous race at Iron Jungle, where he got his best finish in quite a while. He got 6th, and he is purple through the first sector, only barely, but counts for something. Even though, yeah, the Shadow Hunters have not been very good this season, they have returned to respectability, both in the MSFC, and it's looking like they could do that in the MSFL. Some fans have high hopes for this team for the MSFL, so good to see the Shadow Hunters have at least a little bit of a resurgence. Colt bleeding a bit of time through sector number 2, but 2.2 seconds back. That is still the second best time we've seen through 2 sectors. We'll see if he can stay in front of second place, which is currently Tyrus. This will not beat Bedlam. Will it beat Tyrus? It will. With a 101.74. Colt will move into second place. Next up, it is Hero. The Camo Hiders had championship aspirations coming into this MSFC season, and it just hasn't materialized. They've been respectable, currently smack in the middle of the order in 9th place, but just not what they expected. A 10th up, Hero is through sector number 1. Looking pretty quick down the long straightaway. Hero looking very quick through sector 2. Carrying a good amount of speed through the long straight. Through the hairpin. This is looking much more like Bedlam's time than any other we have seen thus far. And in fact, he's still dead even. This could challenge Bedlam's time. This will be very close. Hero, will he move to the top spot? Not quite. Just loses it in the 3rd sector, but it's still a very strong time. 58.15, comfortably in the 2nd place. Next up, it is Chase for the night raid. And Chase, yeah, rough last race at Starlight Speedway where he got lapped. It hasn't been the worst season for Chase. Certainly been better than Opal as Kinesis' number 2 racer, but 7/10ths back through sector 1 for Chase. Through the long straight, yeah, Chase not carrying the same speed and actually looking quite slow. Very slow, actually, down the long straight. This is not going to look very good for Chase. He's going to be bleeding several seconds here at least. And this is going to be the worst time we have seen through sector number 2. 6.4 seconds back of Bedlam. This is not looking very promising for Chase. He will take the outside and will come across in the last place right now, and by a decent margin as well. A 106.32 for Chase. Next up, it is Vorpal of the Twilight Terrors, and it's just been disappointing for this team and all, but especially this individual Vorpal. After such a good season 2, it has just not been the same magic, but 4/10 up through the first sector. After finishing 6th individually in season 2, Vorpal currently sits 30th, but looking very quick through sector number 2, Vorpal does. This looks more like Camo Hider's Vorpal, which is what everyone wanted. Vorpal, this is at the very worst the third best time through sector 2. Will it be the very best? It will, and by a decent margin. 8/10 up on Bedlam. Vorpal heading for the split, grazes it. He keeps up his speed though. He will not move up to the top spot. He will move into third with a 59.15. Not bad. Next up, it is Revo of the Moon Melodies. Revo has absolutely been amazing this season for the Moon Melodies. One of the best in the league this season, and has been really the leader of the Moon Melodies championship pursuit this season. They currently sit in 4th in the standings, dead even with Badlam through the first sector. Revo, 4th individually in his rookie season, the second best rookie. Down the long straight, not looking as quick, but now picking up the speed again. Revo, in spite of perhaps ticking off some of his opponents with his racing style, has been absolutely fantastic and exactly what this franchise needed. This franchise needed a burst of energy, and Revo's given it to them. You got to give him that. He'll be a couple seconds back, 2.3 seconds back, but picking up speed here through sector number 3. Also heading for the split, but he avoids it. But looking a bit slow through sector 3, it will not happen for Revo. It's not an awful time, but a 102.15 is not what he had been hoping for. That'll probably place him in the bottom half. It'll be bottom half for now. We'll see where it ends up. Next up, it is Arrow for the Cherry Bullets, and you gotta feel bad for Arrow. 31st in the standings, no finishes of better than 13th so far, and especially been completely overshadowed by your teammate Icarus, who has been so great, and Arrow nearly 3 seconds back through sector number 1. You've got to feel bad for the Cherry Bullets Marble. Arrow at the very least looks okay through sector 2, but this will obviously not be a competitive time. Doesn't look like the worst we've seen, but it will be down there. Actually, maybe it is the worst we've seen. My goodness. Lost speed at the end of sector 2. 6.8 seconds back of Bedlam, and I believe this will slot Arrow into last place provisionally. Across the line, will it? Yes. A 106.49 will slot Arrow into last place. Unfortunate. Next up, it is clear for Team Fire. Team Fire once again finding themselves in the title discussion here as we approach the end of the season. Clear has very much been the number 2 racer to Electra, but he has been good enough to help this team get into the spot where they are dead even. He is a second back through the first sector, though. Clear, the team's first round draft pick in season 2, left the team in free agency after season 3, but he has come back to his old team. Does he have a big moment in him? Looking a bit better through sector 2, but it's still not great. Through the hairpin. Clear, looks like he'll be about 3 seconds back here. Indeed, 3.1 seconds back of Badlam's time through sector number 2. That's not awful, though. He's going to take the inside of the split. It will not be a great time. Will he be able to stay out of the basement? Hang on! A good third sector, a 101.91. That will place him mid-pack. In fact, that'll actually place him in front of Tyrus. 5th place provisionally for clear. Not bad. Next up, it is Black Rose for the Buccaneer Bounty. And I will say, Black Rose does have a habit of winning the 5th race that he has competed in. He won his 5th race in Season 1 at Shroudwater, and he won his 2nd race of Season 2 at Chameleon Crosspaths. Just saying. He is 8/10ths back through Sector 1, though. This whole season has really just been fine and only fine for this team. Not really anything more or less. Black Rose does look better through Sector 2, but this is looking very similar to Clear's time so far. How far back will he be? Actually looking a bit better than Clear through Sector 2. 2.4 back. Which line will he take? He's going to go outside. How will it fare for him? Not as good through Sector 3, and it's not a good time for Black Rose. A 102.50. That will place him behind Revo. Next up, it is Zoro of Motown Madness. Zoro, what a season he has had this season. Firmly in the discussion as potentially a racer championship favorite, but you gotta wonder, he needs to do it again to keep Motown in this fight for the championship. 6/10ths back through sector number 1. Zoro down the long straight has been one of the best marbles in the league unquestionably this season, and firmly in the discussion to perhaps be the Season 3 racer champion, but you better believe that Zoro wants the team title. Not looking too shabby. A bit of a rough bounce, but he's keeping up his speed. 1.3 back. That is quite good. Zoro heading for the split. He grazes it, but he keeps up his speed well. He's going to get away with that mistake and will come across just about a minute flat. That will place him in 4th place. Might be enough for the battle for pole. Next up, it is Ampersand of the Iron Brotherhood. It has been, a brutal season for the Brotherhood, as it was expected, to be fair. They did have some good runs early in the season, but have firmly fallen back down to earth. 1.9 seconds back through the first sector for Ampersand. At the very least, the consolation, it looks like they probably will stay out of last place in the individual standings, but not looking very good down the long straightaway. Is looking quite bad, actually. Through the hairpin, looking quite slow. This is actually, I believe, the worst time we've seen through two sectors. It will be. My goodness, Ampersand. When is the last time we have seen a marble be double-digit seconds back of the top time? I think we're going to see it here. Ampersand grazes the attenuator for added measure. They will be double-digit seconds back, and by a good bit, too. 109.79, 12 seconds off of Bedlam. 2 racers to go, and that means that Bedlam and Hero are into the battle for pole. First up, it is Nova of the Icy Hots. Nova, what a season she had going, and it's still a great season, but her first bad race of the season came at Starlight Speedway, where she got a very disappointing 12th. 4/10ths back through sector number 1 for Nova. Through the speed boost, Nova. Pretty quick, heading down the long straightaway. Nothing fantastic, but it is quite solid. Through the hairpin. Nova actually looking a bit slow through the hairpin, through the more technical sector. Nova not looking great. will be about 3 seconds back. This is looking very similar to their championship rival, Clear's time. Nova going to go inside. A good third sector. In fact, a purple third sector is enough for a good qualifying time. It will not get her in the battle for pole, but it gets her close. 5th place. And lastly, it is Icon of the Pantheon. Icon is off. How will it go for Icon? Needs a big race here to keep the Pantheon in it. Does the living legend have another good moment for him? He is noticeably back through sector number 1, though. 8/10. Icon still looking for his first podium of the year, but he has just been rock solid and consistent. And that's been enough in a turbulent season for a lot of teams, a lot of inconsistencies, even for the top teams, to be enough. But Icon looking slow down the straightaway. Through the hairpin, it's not getting any better. Icon bleeding noticeable time here. Gonna be nearly 5 seconds back through sector 2. That will do it. Zoro is into the battle for pole, and Icon. This might be the nail in the coffin for the Pantheon's hopes. A 1:03.83 will place him in 11th. Here we go, the 2-lap battle for pole. It's Bedlam, it's Hero, it's Vorpal, and it's Zoro. It is Bedlam holding on to the lead through the first sector. Hero is right there, but Hero got to be very careful through the S's not to pinch him forward. He was very careful. Very nicely done by Hero to stay close without pinching him forward. But it is Bedlam carrying a bit more speed off the exit. Through the speed boost. Vorpal and Zoro not out of it either. Bedlam a bit slow here. Hero almost had the speed for sure, but Bedlam positioned well enough to block. Watch out for Vorpal here. Got a bit of speed here through the hairpin. But all four marbles seem relatively equidistant. But Hero, a mistake coming out of the hairpin, falls back to 3rd. It is Vorpal now in P2. Bedlam will take us to the white flag. Vorpal, a bit slow here through sector 3. Zoro moves into 3rd. Hero falling from 2nd back to last. Onto the belt, Vorpal struggles. Moving into 2nd place is Zoro. White flag for Bedlam. He's got a pretty comfortable lead. Zoro lays down the block there on Vorpal. The battle seems mostly to be for 2nd place right now, and I'm saying that Zoro now with some breathing room. Bedlam without some major mistake here on the last lap. This pole position will be his. And he looks very good through sector number 2. I will be very surprised if he loses this. Here comes Vorpal! Had the speed, but not the right angle. Zoro, though, that actually takes him onto a bit of a non-optimal line. Vorpal going to close right back in. Here's the passing opportunity. Bedlam is almost certainly going to take this pole spot. Who will qualify on the front row next to him? Hero looking a bit slow here through sector 3. It looks like it's going to be Zoro. Bedlam will win pole here at Military Motorway. It will be Zoro qualifying 2nd. Big for Motown's championship bid. With Vorpal in 3rd and Hero in 4th. Good luck.